everyone, it's Amy Fournier. I am here with a video today that I wanted to make for you because I wanted to share with you some really amazing information that I knew about actually several years ago in one of my early health certifications, but came across this book in my library and it just jumped out at me like, this is just such amazing stuff. I really wanted to get it out to you guys. It's basically information about proof of the connection between our mind and our body, and how, I know you've heard it before, that your body hears everything that you say, and that your thoughts affect your cells, and that affects your body and your life and your experience and what you attract and all that kind of stuff. But to some people it's still a little bit woo-woo, and I think we all still kind of forget in the way we speak to ourselves and the little things that we say, like, oh, I'm so stupid, or oh, I'll never be able to do it, or oh, I can't believe I did that, or you know, our limiting beliefs, and again, our self-talk, and all the little things that we say. Sometimes we forget the power of our words, and that how our body truly is hearing what we're saying, and how that physically, tangibly changes our body. So, this book, I don't know if you can see it, Messages from the Water. Can you see that? Okay, so this is an amazing book that was actually written several years ago by the amazing Japanese doctor and researcher. I hope I don't hack his name, but it's Masaru Emoto. And he studied energy and water molecules, and he's a physician, a doctor. And what they did was, to make a long story short, they took pictures of water crystals. They froze water crystals and got special camera technology and put it under a microscope. And they studied the changes in these water crystals based on when thoughts and pictures and feelings were sent to these crystals. And what happened, what they found was that depending on what kind of intention and energy and feeling and thought were put on these water crystals, they actually changed molecular structure. Amazing, amazing stuff. For example, they took basic water, a glass of water, like Evian or anything else. Even they did stuff on tap water. And they put it in a glass, and they put it on a table, and they either wrote a word on it, like love or hate or anything, and they took frozen pictures of it, and they studied it, and the water crystals were actually different shape depending on which word they used. They also did it with pictures, like they put a picture of a beautiful smiling child on the water, and the next day they studied the picture, and it was a different shape. It was like a more beautiful, striking crystal molecular structure. They did the same thing with music. They studied like heavy metal music and like classical music and healing energy music, all different music, rock and roll, everything. And same changes. It changed the actual physical, tangible water crystals. So I wanted to show you some of this because I'm sure you're like, yeah, right. Well, here you go. Here's your proof. So here's a water crystal, a picture here that is of, this one here is dirty, and this one here is, wait, that one's dirty, and that one's beautiful. Can you see the difference? That one's dirty, and that one's beautiful. Hi, Charlotte. Hi. Okay, this is the picture of a water crystal for love and appreciation. See that? And then here's the picture of a water crystal of someone giving the intention and writing on it, you make me sick. See that? It's totally different. And there's one for thank you. Can you see the difference? And you'll have to forgive I'm shooting off my iPad here, but I hope that gives you an idea that the actual structure of the water was physically completely changed based on the intention given into the water. They also did this with prayers and intention, like remotely, from people giving intention into water, with music, and all over the world. They studied water after the earthquake in Japan in 1995. The water before was like a molecular mess. The structure of the water was completely unshaped and very random. And then the water crystals a few months later, after all the people came together and supported each other and the community, and everyone was just generous and loving and appreciative to be alive and all that stuff, and the water was a completely different structure. So the ramifications of this is that we are primarily water. As you know, we're up to 60 to 70% water. The earth is about 60 to 70% water. And the water is responsive. We are responsive to our thoughts and feelings. That our thoughts and feelings and our intention literally, physically, tangibly changes the physical structure of our body. So check it out. Again, here's the book, Messages from the Water. Masaru Emoto is the doctor. He also has the website. There's an amazing research center. And there you go, mind-body connection. Gotta love it. Amazing stuff. Hope it helps you. Don't forget, you want to really be conscious of the things you say and the thoughts you feel, because there's a physical effect of everything. Thanks, everybody. Have an amazing day.